Nick Lowry was inducted into the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame in 2009, the most accurate and prolific field goal kicker in NFL history when he left the National Football League. Nick set 4 all-time NFL records after being cut by 8 NFL teams 11 times. Exactly. Please welcome to the stage the rockstar Chief, Kansas City Chief, Nick Lowry!
Thank you. All right, how are you? Okay, this football, I want you to think of, is your metaphor for the moment that's going to come this year, bless you, when you least expect it, probably. So since you're not going to be able to predict it, expect that it's going to come and prepare so that whenever it comes, you're ready. Does that make sense? Because the field goal kicker does not know when it's going to come. So we're going to do this, but I'm going to ask something of you, and that is, when you catch the ball, I'm going to ask you 1 or 2 questions. It's either going to be, what's the most embarrassing failure of your life, literally in 1 sentence, or what's the greatest victory? All right? Here we go. Success. Marrying your husband. Awesome. Failure. Fumble.
I'll give them to you.
Staying at my job for the past 3 years.
All right. You're getting the idea. Because in reality, just like Craig said, I was cut by 8 teams 11 times. A funny thing happened. Remember that movie? A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. A funny thing happened on the way to getting... Are you guys identical twins? OMG, I'm a twin. High five. Yep. Gosh, you look like an advertisement. Yes, buddy has some gum. But a funny thing happened, which was simply that when I confronted my dreams, it was terrifying. My journey may have been completely different than everyone else in here, but in reality, all of us can deal with public humiliation, wanting at least to confront our dreams, and then learning the process of what goes on in here and here as we go through adversity. That's incredibly important. And that's what happened to me. So I'm going to share with you a number of things. I'm going to try to keep it to an hour, and we're going to have, hopefully, a little field goal exhibition starting right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest snapper in the history of the National Football League, Adam Ace. Come on up, Adam. Actually, you know, I am a big Chiefs guy, but I did play 3 years for the Jets, and since it's St. Patrick's Day, I figured I'd do
You're killing me.
I'm blimey! All right, so here's another thing. The field goal is also something all of us can relate to, because how many things that comprise these moments of truth, whether it's the 9 months before the baby is born, whether it's when you're finding out whether you've been able to sell your house on short sale. I mean, who knows what it is. All those things take time. There's so much time and preparation that when the moment of truth comes, it's hard, and it's about time. It's about waiting for that time. Then it's a 40-second clock. My snapper right here, who is obviously a huge Chiefs fan.
Yeah, baby.
My holder right here.
Now you're a righty, right?
I'm a righty, so you need to be over here.
Okay.
You're going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to tap it and try not to kill anybody.
I want this on film close up.
Okay. So, we're going to do a lot of, Craig and I are both kind of crazy, but I'm going to give you another couple things to think about. This moment of truth, has a couple things that I think you can relate to. If you write these things down, you've heard them before, I want to reinforce them for you. This, the snapper, represents the programming in life. The programming in life. Being aware, how we learn, how we take in our world is everything. We are being brainwashed and cultivated with a billion different messages every day. And we have to take control of that, not only in advertising, but we have to be aware of all of those things that influenced us. For instance, the messaging that said that Adam was not, as we all know, actually, he is the most interesting man in the world. Okay, so if that's programming, these are thoughts. This is my holder, the thoughts that go before that kick. What am I thinking right before? I would think if I'm thinking about missing it, it's not going to do as well if I'm visualizing what I have to do. So my first thing to you is always, in the moment of truth, focus on the discipline and the preparation and stay with it, okay? Stay with what is the natural motion that you have. Always honor that. And by the way, I get just as nervous for this as kicking a field goal. And then the kicker is It's you. It's how you feel. So programming, thoughts, feelings, how you feel about yourself. Okay? Another way to look at it is family, the line that protects you. The holder is your business team. Okay? The business team that either positions you for success or does this. Can I have the ball for a second? Or does this. Right? And you, the kicker, have to do well. So who you surround yourself with is really important.
Whoa! Dude, that was awesome.
That was a good kick.
That was a
All right,
really
let's do
good
one
kick.
more over here.
A holding for Nick Lowry. This is like so
Okay.
cool. Look how good I'm doing with the thing. Set, go! Yeah, right. Nice!
All right, high five.
That's great.
So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a feeling because a lot of you, I was just thinking as I looked at the audience, like a kicker and football, athletes, what do they know about real life? So here are the basic points that I'm going to go through. Number one, of course, is that attitude. Being aware of all of the programming that has gone into us. Being able to go through the therapy of life. But what do a lot of our friends do? They go through 5 years of therapy, they know what their issues are, their father was mean to them, their mother abandoned them, whatever it was. And sometimes, more often than we'd like, we don't learn how to let go of that once we've learned the lesson. And that's so important to embrace the future. So attitude is so important because if you've got these failures and self-esteem in that moment of truth, it's hard to just react and be yourself. Number two is angels, of course. Surrounding yourself, like I said, whether it's your family or more importantly your business team right now, with people that bring out your best. Asking that simple question, do they enhance my energy? Do they have the best intent for me? And do I have the best intent for them? Those are the most important decisions in life, personally and professionally. There's a book about ADD which has the interesting premise that there's the time clock. Oh boy. The interesting premise that ADD is the latent hunter gene, that for all but the last 5,000 years, we were conditioned to survey for prey, to survey for stimulation, whether it's hunting or whether it's for threats. And really, the ADD thing is actually also ascribed to the founding fathers. A lot of the founding fathers were thought to have ADD, even Michelangelo. Which is an interesting thing, because you think about ADD, I think it should be called intensity syndrome, because in reality it requires the greatest level of focus. When you bring your focus and your passion to something really sublime. The Sistine Chapel took 17 years. I think that says something about Michelangelo's ability to focus. Here is Viktor Frankl talking about in the concentration camps how he survived, how he constantly asked the question, what am I supposed to learn from this? How am I supposed to redeem my soul in the midst of the ultimate level of depravity and evil? We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts, comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Finally, we talk about accountability. I will say this, ethics is important. We've gone through a period when Wall Street and many people didn't make themselves accountable, and hopefully the new America is one that understands how important that is for every kind of reason, for the next generation, to our team itself. The true rock star never, 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 never gives up. Never gives up. Finds a way for it to mean something, even if it's just that your example inspires your children, inspires others around you. Teddy Roosevelt said, "It's not the critic who counts." One of my favorite quotes. The credit belongs to the man or woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly and comes short again and again and again. And in the end knows the triumph of high achievement. And if they fail, at least fail while daring greatly, so that they will never be lost with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Thank you very much.